So did you have an in-person conference, Tristia, it looked like?
I didn't. I know there are some folks who. Oh, you mean at Learning Solutions? Yeah, last month in April, I was at Learning Solutions, and then just this past last week was ATD. I didn't go.
Hi,
Some other folks
everyone.
from my company went, and I think Kristin went
Hi,
to
Kristen.
ATD.
Hi. I'm assuming Tristia is getting something set up, Terry. That's probably why she's muted.
Yeah, I guessed.
I was muted. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I was just talking to
See,
myself.
we can't see mute in this space.
yeah.
No,
Where do
it's
we give our user feedback?
right, right. No, I was saying I was at Learning Solutions in April, but I know ATD was last week, and some other folks from my company went. I didn't get to go, but Kristen, I think you went to ATD.
I did. I went to ATD. It was my first time, and it was really awesome. I was actually really blown away as to how large it was.
It's
There were
huge.
9,000 people there. Holy
Wow.
cow.
Have you been before? Was it that big before?
No, I've never been before. And so it seems like that was a typical attendee amount count, but I guess every other conference I had been to has just been exponentially smaller. I would
It's a
not
big
have
one.
guessed that. I always kind of thought Devlin was the biggest one, but that sounds a lot bigger even than Devlin. Yeah, I think DevLearn last year I want to say was around like 3 or 4 thousand
Yeah, that's what I
people,
would guess.
maybe 4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to think it's like double DevLearn just kind of blows my mind. And it was spread across an entire convention center. So you didn't really feel like it was super crowded. There was a lot of walking, as you can imagine. And so I definitely got my steps in.
Is this a session you did over here? What is the ATD ICE Metaverse portal that's
Oh my
happening
gosh,
over
it
here?
is a session. And I'm happy if we want to take a little field trip over there, I can show you around.
Sure.
But one of the sessions I did, well, I guess I don't know why I said one of the sessions. The only session I did was with Myra Roldan. She and I did a session on 3D virtual worlds and how we can use 3D virtual worlds for learning and development, specifically how to, just facilitate social learning in our session was about metaverse technologies, but we decided to focus on one single technology, and we actually used Spatial to showcase how to do that.
Really cool.
Very cool. Yeah, why don't we just give it another couple minutes so that, we catch any stragglers in case they come in and wonder, we don't want to leave them in an empty room. So maybe at like 10 or 12 past, we'll hop on over and check it out.
Sure, yeah.
Awesome.
One thing that, and we're gonna want to test this out. Did you know? I don't know if you have explored other spatial rooms, but you could actually die and regenerate in spatial.
I think I did it once
How
on
can you
accident.
Same one.
I jumped
Yeah,
out of the world. Like one of the ones we loaded, and I think I fell off and just kind of kept falling until it seemed like everything faded out, and I respawned.
And you didn't see a game over?
No, this was a couple of months ago though. It was like, I think it was like right after Legs came out.
Is that like if you fall off a
Oh,
building kind of thing? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I'm trying to recall which world it was in now. Huh. I don't think it was in one of our like typical meetup environments, like one of the default ones. But what was your experience, Kristen?
well, it's funny because I created this environment, this ATD ICE metaverse environment, and I was working on my presenter notes, like just kind of writing them down. And my husband walked into the room. I was like, "Hey, do you want to like explore my environment?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And he's just like pressing all these buttons and started jumping over the ledge. And he's like, "Oh no, I died." I was like, "What? You can die? That's completely new to me." And I found out that you could jump over a ledge and die and regenerate. So
I didn't even know
it
you
was
can
by
jump.
complete accident.
Oh,
You can
We're,
jump
jump.
now.
we're very happy.
Spacebar.
Oh, spacebar. Okay.
And I think you can
Oh man,
double
I wish I
Whoa!
wasn't
flip.
wearing my
Oh,
headset. I want to
impressive.
jump like
Double
that.
You did some
spacebar.
kind of like jumping cartwheel kind of thing. That was some parkour stuff
Yeah.
right there.
Wait, how do you
Whoa,
do the
Chris,
flip?
yeah. Oh, you
Oh
hit
yeah.
spacebar twice.
Oh, cool.
I feel like like Neo in the Matrix.
Right.
I know Kung Fu.
Do
Wait,
you
if you
choose
if you
the
die from
blue or the
falling,
red pill?
Kristen, when you die from falling off of a building, what do you experience as an avatar? What do you see or feel?
I was only seeing it in 2D, and so it wasn't really a visceral experience for me.
Mm.
But I will say that it looked like, I don't know, you were just kind of like falling, like you would imagine Mufasa falling down a cliff.
Oh.
Like that.
And then does it just regenerate you where you fell off?
It regenerates you in the like lobby, I believe. So like wherever you usually spawn in.
Okay. Interesting.
Cool.
Maybe this is a
Oh,
feature
learn
for
something new.
for the games. Because I tried the games that Trista you shared last week, and I feel like you can die there too.
Yeah, I think you can in a couple. Yeah. Um, there Earlier today I got a chance to join a tour from Victory XR, which is another another metaverse platform. They work with a lot of universities to create virtual metaverse campuses. And so we did a tour of it was kind of like a group tour, which was really neat, joining like a 3D virtual group tour where we went around to different rooms or different styles of environments that creators or um, professors using Victory XR could create or customize. Like there's kind of templates that you can customize. And that was really neat to kind of join, almost like I just kind of stepped into a walking tour. We were teleported from environment to environment, but like the style of like just kind of joining a group of people that you don't know with someone, presenting, walking around and sharing different features was very much like, when you're traveling in a new city and I don't know if any of you have done that, like just joined a group walking tour of a new town. It was very much like that experience. It was really cool. and so I can share a little bit of that later on. I've also got Verbella campus pulled up. I know Kristin some did some events in Verbella as well, and has some experience with that tool. There you are. We were just saying, I also have Verbella pulled up, and Kristin, I know you did a couple events in that space.
Yeah, I really like Verbella. So the Immersive Learning Research Network uses it. They had used it a lot, and so does, who else is it? XR Women hosts their monthly or weekly meetup in Verbella. Verbella also owns Frame VR, which I think is more easier to kind of adopt. But I have enjoyed both of those. I know just last week, no, the week before, the iLearn, the Immersive Learning Research Network, they have two conferences. They have an online conference and an in-person conference, and their online conference happens synchronously in Verbella, and that they hosted it in that platform 2 weeks ago.
Now, and I were talking about this the other day, but is Verbella that's just PC based, right? Is there a virtual, can you do that in headset, or is it just a virtual campus that you can get through computer?
I think you need to be
I
tethered.
think it's just through computer.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Huh. I thought you could join via headset, but you need to be tethered, so it's not something you can access directly through your Quest 2 home applications. I think you need to actually, go through Steam VR maybe, or I could be totally wrong about that. Maybe it's desktop only. Or I only.
No, you could be completely right, and I just haven't tried.
I'm not sure now, huh? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
What would I do without Google at my fingertips? I'm telling you.
Yeah, because I know, even accessing it on, it's not really browser based. You have to download a full app for it. So, I mean, it would make sense that if you could tether through it.
I have the Chicago VR meetup through that platform, but I've never used the VR portion of it before, so I wouldn't. No, I know I can definitely access it through the desktop app though, or all that good stuff. So I think I've tried it through VR before, but I think it didn't work for me though. So I don't think it has a VR it's more geared towards the 3D space, just like a traditional 3D environment.
Yeah, it looks like you can run Verbella on any Windows operating system PC with a certain, with a VR capability or higher. So you can run it on any of the tethered headsets. And I think just running the Rift app on your Quest 2, you should be able to access it. And I think the same for Victory XR. I think you may need to be tethered for that one as well. I'm not entirely sure though. I only joined their tour on my computer today. But I think we're...
Yeah, I was wondering about that one.
We're almost at 20 past. I think it's a good time to maybe hop into your ATD ICE world and go check it out if you're down.
Yeah. Sounds cool.
Sure. Yeah, let's go
Yeah.
portal.
All right, so everybody
See
click
y'all
on that
there.
pink marble
How-
over there.
How do we?
So that
We just walk into it.
Oh, you just
Just
click on it.
aim at it.
click on it, or
I'm on the
your,
headset, so
Oh.
maybe like
can
trigger,
you do it on the headset?
maybe
They're
trigger
already
on
gone.
it? Can you hear me, Terry?
Cool.
Oh, Let's see
Oh,
you
it
guys there.
worked. For the session, so the
Oh, for the
attendees
session,
could
you
come
had a
in.
meeting in here.
I did. Well, we tried. The low bandwidth. We had trouble getting people into we had trouble getting people access to Spatial, let alone into the room.
With 9,000
That's a
people, I
bummer.
can see why.
Yeah. Yeah, how many people came to your session or were signed up?
The room capacity, I think, was about 300. There was a lot of people in the room. Some cleared out, obviously, you can imagine, once they realized that, oh, we can't actually experience it. So, but there was still a lot who stayed till the end, and I think we still talked through everything, and so I think it was still hopefully beneficial for people who attended.
Don't spatial rooms have a limit of participants? Like 50 or something?
I thought that with the paid account you can get like 100 or more.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Spatial,
Yeah.
the one that has 50 and then it creates a new room. Is that this? I get the platforms mixed up, but I wondered if it did that, would there be 50 Kristins? I mean, each room, would they have their own?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm actually not sure.
So what were your
This is
top
beautiful.
your top
Who's the
3
cake for?
takeaways from your session, if you were to share like any little nuggets of wisdom with us?
Yeah. So I would say, follow me. If you'll follow me over here, you can see that I have a lot of things on the walls. And what was kind of cool about our session was that instead of using a PowerPoint, we walked around this room and screen shared. So we really wanted it to be spatial.
Cool.
So we were casting our screen, showing, each of these talking points, walking to the next display here.
Where did your
That was really cool, and I
relative
think
jump off at?
Sorry?
Where did your relative jump off at?
Oh, over here. You want to follow me this way?
I don't want to jump
You don't
off.
wanna
I just
kill
was
ourselves.
curious. No.
We do have spatial audio, so I
Need
think
for her to do it.
Over there, check it out.
Oh,
I want to find out what it's like.
and there she is behind you. She respawned way back at the
no.
where we all came in. Yeah.
Oh no, Kimberly's up there.
Why is everybody so eager to jump off the bridge?
Can you hear when
This
you're-
makes me worry for you guys a little bit.
It was like going on a little ride. I mean, you feel like you're falling, and you go into the water. It's totally cool.
Okay.
Wasn't that fun?
That was actually kind of fun. I can imagine there'll be a lot of rides that are going to use this kind of technology. Kristin, when you
Yeah,
built this place, were you using were you just using regular spatial room building, or did you have to use some special developer platform thing to do it?
No, this is a new environment that they added. And I love it because it combines all of the different types of environments. So it has a gallery. And then if you want to come over here, back to the lobby area, we can check out the
I think we got to keep up to hear what she's saying. There is a spatial audio drop off, so
when she's far away. Look at that.
better hurry up.
Kristin on the stage.
Oh, this is nice. Wow, what a cool
This is
auditorium.
really cool.
So it was pre-built, and then you just added the pictures on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this wall is blank, and I just added a video here and like a prompt, a discussion prompt. So within each room, there's a little discussion prompt. So folks who selected this area to discuss what type of learning experience they might have planned to utilize a space like this, right? And so some of the examples for this more like auditorium style environment that we talked about was, maybe like a lecture or a demonstration or even like a product demo, where like it's really a one-way broadcast of things, or showing asynchronously a video, such as this video here that we can play, or we actually don't need to play it, but it's there as an option.
Do you need to have a paid account in order to create something with this in this format, or is this available for free users too?
I believe this is available for free users now as well. I signed up for a new account just to kind of test, because it's been a while. I've had a spatial account for a while, and I wanted to see what new folks would experience when they sign up. And now there's even a mini game to familiarize yourself with the controls that new users go through. They call it like level 1 or level 0 spatial or something like that.
Cool.
That's smart.
So it's like a little tutorial.
Yeah, that's where I learned how to do the WASD and like the double flip. But do you guys want to go to the lounge and see what that's like?
Sure.
Yeah.
We will follow her anywhere.
Can I get it?
I'm going to have to work on my speed.
Like, you know how you guys are doing backflips and stuff?
Yeah.
If you're wearing a headset, is there a way to do that too, or do you have to be...
I am not sure. That's a good question.
To do the
backflip, I guess I can do that. Oh, I can jump. Oh, I see. I can jump to the top just by aiming where I... So when I do this, does it look like I'm leaping from thing to thing?
No, you're just appearing.
Oh, man, I want to leap. I want to fly. I want to be able to fly.
There are some suspension haptics devices that you just basically strap yourself into, and you can like hang from it, and
oh yeah,
visually like you're in the position of like flying like Superman, but
that would be cool.
It's apparently hell on your core. Like, it's a workout.
I'm sure it is.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Gosh. Yeah, so in this room, Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, so when the people who were able to stick into your, stick in there, or hang in there, I should say, for your session, how many people do you think you actually got into this space all at once?
Oh, we weren't able to get anyone in.
Oh, no one. Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it was
such a bummer.
It was a true
So
struggle.
you just screencasting it then?
Yeah, we screencasted it, and like we were able, at least for a short amount of time before the adapter like glitched out, we were able to screen share what it looked like on the computer and on mobile. Because not that it looks a little bit different, but the controls are a little bit different.
Yeah.
You can run really fast at mobile.
So, Kristin, we request a replay. Like,
Yeah.
and this is fun. We'll take your class doing this with us. Or desktops if
I
you
feel
want.
like y'all are already pros.
Obviously
it was
we're not
mostly
by our
geared towards
questions.
beginners.
And we can always learn. And it's
That's
fun.
true. Yeah, especially, even chatting about these different discussion prompts, how might you use the lounge or communal space in the learning experience? I could really imagine this area as like an icebreaker discussion area, team bonding, where, people are collaborating and chatting like very casually, as opposed to something like the auditorium or even an experience like the gallery, It's really, I like thinking about the different purposes of each of these species, right?
I think this is so cool. I'm sorry nobody at your session got a chance to experience it, but I'm sure glad we did. This is awesome.
And it's so beautiful.
Yeah, this is called the Agora space for anyone who wants to use it.
Cool. I like how you gave each area and each room a different purpose, and you really focused on like, okay, what are the practical applications of these different environments, and how might you use them? I really liked in the beginning, even just using each of those different wall panels as kind of a walkthrough and sharing different information. And you said you were screen sharing there. I think that's really a really good use of that type of space, because you kind of allow a guided self-exploration of content, which I think is more the style of consuming content that we're starting to see, like really be successful in I think not just businesses, but just in general, how people work, how we consume content online, right? Like we need some sort of guide telling us where to go or what to look at, but largely people want to kind of figure it out for themselves and find the information relevant to themselves. And I think you accomplished that really well with that space.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's...
Kristin,
Yeah,
you
it's
want us
really
to take a
interesting
group
thinking
picture of
through-
us in here so we can prove we came to your space?
Yeah, let's
do it. I'm thinking if we can get
get
that,
behind
how might you
you?
use a lounge?
That's a great
Here,
idea.
who's good at doing? I'm not actually great at doing selfies but I've got the selfie stick out. Does someone want to like?
Should we go over there?
Yeah, where do you want us to stand?
And do it. Wherever.
You know what? If I do this, it's backwards. But I was thinking that we could get the how can you get your communal space question into the prompt, but I can't figure out how to.
Once you figure out, just take a picture after picture until you got it.
Okay, so it's a little hard to read, but you can see the word, how can you use your, I can see the prompt when I do this, but I'm not really sure how Then
Do you want to flip it around and then
yeah,
turn
I
around?
think it's backwards.
Oh.
So the words are backwards. It's like, so it probably doesn't make sense to try to get that in there. We could just stand together and like try to take a picture. You want to do that? Like if you guys all like gather behind me, we'll have Kristin's pictures in the back. That's cool. How about that?
Yay.
So kind of like stand behind me where everyone's standing. You guys all get in there. My arms are like not super tall. So who's missing? Is that Jay? Jay. Who else is in here? Jay. Is Jay over there? He's standing up. Come over here with us. Stand next to us.
Photo, Jay. Get in on this photo.
Oh, he's in here though. There he is.
I think is it Leslie? Looks like she's looking down. I don't know if we can get Leslie to. Leslie, can you make your face stand up more? We look like we're all glued together.
Okay, if you could, take a look.
There.
Okay, try to look up.
I don't know how to get my
like. See how I'm looking up at this picture? Okay, I'm gonna take a few. Whoa, that was weird. Okay, this is what we look like.
We look like a bunch of people trying to.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, there it is. Okay, I made it less up. Now it's more eye level. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
See how we're looking? Okay, we're gonna try it again. Try to look at the camera if you can. Whoever's not. 1, 2. Oh, maybe I should duck down. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna take one more. I'm gonna take this one. I wonder what would happen if I stood on top of one of these things. Would that?
Oh, that's a great idea.
That was.
Let me see.
What if we dance?
Oh,
You're up.
Oh, this is so crazy. Okay, let's see. Oh,
There
we go. Except that I'm huge. All right.
That's okay, because you're a cartoon.
All right. I'm a cartoon, and I'm going to try to get you all in there. 1, 2, 3. I think... That's so awesome. Okay, this is the one. I'm going to send these. I'll send this one to you guys for sure.
Thanks.
That one is so great. Oh my gosh, you guys.
I need to come closer. I want to see.
So I emailed these to you. Wow,
Too big.
that is giant. It's weird how it makes everything red. For some reason, the background.
I was wondering.
I think you can change that.
Oh,
I think you have that. Yeah, I think you can. I think you change that because when you moved it around, was it always red?
It was always that red color, and I never was able to see these little floaty things out there. I was never able to see the floating bars, no matter what I did. It was like my camera wouldn't see them.
How that camera is rendering. They've got some setting on it that's not rendering all the dynamic lighting in space.
Suitably spacey.
Oh yeah, this looks like we're really in the metaverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so funny.
So if we have some time, I can share some snippets from the Victory XR tour, if you guys are interested in seeing that. I think we can stay in this environment, and maybe I can do a screen share. I'm not sure what platform it'll pop up on, but
we'll have to find the room, a scavenger hunt. Where is it at?
Yeah, we'll find out. Just pull it up real quick.
I'm sorry, this selfie I just am staring at it. It's hilarious.
I know. We don't actually need to have these giant selfies here anymore. Should I delete some of them? Or do
you know what? The more I stare at this, I don't think the selfie caught it didn't render this room at all. It just rendered...
It seems like it didn't. It's like we're in a red space with the assets that Kristin created. Those are visible. But you're right. It's not rendering the room.
No, it's rendering that the 360 environment that's outside of the, like the sunset. And
I guess it's a cheap camera. It was free. It was in my stuff category.
Or we might not know how to use it yet.
Yeah, maybe there's some setting on it. I'll have to look at that. So, what is it that we're looking for? Kristin, did you have us looking for something?
Tristia. Where'd she go?
I
Oh,
am-
Tristia, who was talking?
Tristia.
I am trying to find. Okay, there we go. So we should be looking for our endless mirror because I've just shared my screen and I'm still looking at this tab. So, oh, I think it's back there. Oh, can you guys see the direction I walked in? Over here.
Or that's the mirror.
Hello.
Are you real or are you a mirror?
So if you'll follow me this way.
Oh, look at this. In the auditorium.
Here, okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is trippy.
Is this a setting
Man.
on your...
That is wild. Oh my gosh. Inception.
Very cool.
How did you get this?
Oh, so I'm just sharing my screen. Hopefully, so
Okay.
you guys should be seeing the media.
Oh, this is the place that you took the tour.
Yes, this is Victory XR. And so we came out in their kind of courtyard environment, and we all kind of got started and situated in.
So you got to
Tristia,
come this way so we can hear you.
Come in here because we can't hear you.
Oh no! Okay, hang on. There we
Because you're
go.
far away from us, we can't hear you.
Where are you guys? Oh, you're way up there. Are you? Wait.
You're in this room
Okay.
behind you.
Oh man,
Come in
I
here.
can tell.
This mirror thing is crazy.
Whoa.
Tracks.
This is so cool. We're in one of those mirrors we used to buy.
Yeah.
What?
Is this a setting
Video.
that we all have access to?
This is just a screen share.
Wow, you even go in like slow motion.
I'm gonna have way too much fun with that. All right.
Oh,
So,
this is great.
this is Victory XR's kind of one of their pre-built environments. We all came in and got acquainted with our movement styles and how to kind of how to grab or how to move around, whether you're on desktop or headset. Then we came into one of the auditorium environments. So this is just a video. So I skipped ahead. I don't know if you guys saw that notice. Like, you have been locked in your seat by the professor, so they can choose to kind of put people in their seats. And I think if I go ahead a little bit, like looking around and can see the environment. Oh, that was a little too far ahead. Oop, sorry. We ended up in a new environment, which they call the laboratory, kind of plain, but in this room they handed out some different models. So these little circles that you see are assets loading, which did take some time.
Tristia, you're kind of breaking up. Does anyone else have that problem? I can't
Yeah.
really hear everything she's saying. Is it glitchy? Is there anything with your microphone that you could fix or handle?
I honestly, I think it's my bandwidth because I have so many things going right
Oh,
now.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's much I can do about it.
Look at this great room. Oh my gosh.
So, sorry,
That's so
I'll
cool.
try to keep it to the highlight points. But you can grab
I think it
models.
might also be like some kind of feedback because people are, are you wearing a headset or anything, or are you just getting the lights on?
No, just using my laptop mic.
Yeah, that probably might be what it is. There's a feedback loop that's cutting your audio.
I'm gonna probably close this for a second. So this is Verbella. Sorry, I had that open. Let's give that a close and see if that helps at all.
Which platform is this again?
This is Victory XR. Yeah.
Victory XR.
It looks very cool.
People are each able to like manipulate their own models. You're able to walk inside of them.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Get out of my heart.
No. So you just make it so large that you can walk inside. Is that the idea?
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure, I ever wanted to be in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we.
Get that off the bucket list.
Oh, the instructor immediately deleted all of the hearts. So, like, cleanup is pretty quick and easy.
He deleted them?
Yeah, just
cleanup.
Yep. Just hit a cleanup button and all the hearts disappeared. Then we transported to.
So if somebody's acting up, you can take away their heart.
So were you experiencing this on the desktop, or did you have a headset?
I was on desktop. Yeah, this is just standard screen recording.
Uh-huh.
So we were in an underwater world for this lesson. I'll kind of skip ahead a little bit. They had set up a baseball diamond in this underwater environment. Just kind of interesting.
That's awesome.
And the way they demonstrated using this was actually segmenting out the lesson. So, like, people would work on a particular thing or talk about something, and then when they had completed, like, step 1 of 4, they would move on to the next base. So it was almost like also working in groups. I think they demonstrated some sort of like group breakout activity thing where the instructor or facilitator has the power to like put pair people and then like put them in a random location together so that they just have their own spatial audio area and can chat about the topic and then pull everybody
kind of
back.
like a breakout room.
Exactly, yeah. Then we went to the laboratory. I think some people had some issues with their headsets and how to move.
That's so funny.
We came into this environment, which was like one of the labs, I guess the build station on the spaceship, and you can kind of give people their own little hotspot. So I just heads up, I did publish this video just as with all the original audio and everything, and I'll probably put it up on Google Drive or something, and then make it available from the Slack channel if you guys are interested in watching it.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the downloading update.
Ooh.
So here we did a little molecule exercise.
Oh, that's
Oh, wow.
very cool. What a great way to learn this sort of stuff. I mean, amazing.
Yeah. We combine different atoms to create molecules. That was kind of an interesting group exercise. That blob outside is kind of showing the relative size of things, I think. Something about that.
Like an aliens attacking, or the alien blood vessels are attacking your space station. Look at that. That's so creepy.
And then it turns into
says,
the first
then a
person shot.
proton would be this big. Oh. Like if you're an electron, maybe, the proton looks huge.
Tristia, did they say anything about their audience? Is it like K through 12?
At the moment, I think their biggest adopters are university level, but I think there are a number of K through 12 that are using it. And yeah, I think it is largely education and higher education audience. Although I kind of see it being fairly, open to different use cases, even corporate education, but just, depending on how it's used and the type of organization and what they're trying to achieve with it, right? I think the applications for K through 12 or even higher ed are a little bit more straightforward and make sense, in this post-COVID world where we're doing a lot more remotely to try to utilize these technologies for things like that. To have a lot of this built in, and I think some of their personal draw to this tool is that they have a lot of these models and environment templates all built in specifically for that purpose.
It's also the bridge to bring corporate and higher education together. It's called participatory learning development, because people in industry can join us in these spaces and bring their real world problems, or somebody can basically say that they're on the hospital floor, if they have permission to, could show, go through an exercise with a headset on, recording what they were doing, and then bringing it back to the classroom and having reflective discussions on it. It's amazing. Now that people, now that people are finally in higher education, are finally adapting these things, I see it bringing us together with corporate.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that they mentioned was, the environment and the assets and everything that you put into it is really only limited by polygon count. And right now, for the short term, when we scan objects, it's a pretty high count. But tools like this are more equipped to handle that, because they're designed for that, right? They're designed for people to upload their own assets and their own scanned objects to share with their audience or their students or learners or trainees or what have you.
I know this is not exactly on topic, but
in a few weeks, when this Apple headset is launched or revealed or whatever, like supposedly they've got like an Apple M1 or M2, I mean probably an M2 or something, some kind of Apple processor in there that is going to be so much higher processing power than like the Quest. So I think a lot of these issues with like low poly count and all of this stuff, if Apple's putting out a device that is going to be able to process that, then then everyone else has to try to keep up. So I'll be curious to see if that's really true. That's what people are anticipating. But yeah, to see what the processing power is on that Apple headset, because that's going to change definitely, you know, the industry, or change the landscape of all of these low fidelity, low poly models, because you're just limited by the Quest right now that can only handle so much information processing power at a time.
And then
I have a question for
the networks.
maybe it's, I don't know if it's Leslie or Tristia, whoever might be able to answer this, but I'm wondering, you know, there's nerves, the neural, what does that stand for? Nerves are like created by a neural something. They're like a 3D object, but it's created by scanning, and AI generates the 3D object. If I were to create a nerf, like I created a nerf of a picnic table. I stood there and I scanned it using Luma AI. I scanned it. I created a 3D object called a nerf. Can I import that into some, like an environment like Spatial or like this, and use it? Or is this something about Spatial that limits you to only objects that are created with existing technology, some kind of certain technology?
It really depends on what's the format that Spatial allows you to import, because there's different formats of 3D models. So different applications can export, you know, different types of models. So that's the real question is,
what are the typical ones that you can use in spaces like this? What is the typical format?
So there's like an OBJ, there's FBX, and I don't know what all those stand for, but those are the two most common kinds.
OBJ and FVX?
FB, like boy.
FBX, I'm going to write this down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really, it depends on the application that you're loading the file to. A lot of the time you can convert a file or even, you know, find multiple version types of that file with different extensions. And so it just depends on the application and what you start with. You may be able to convert that NERF file to something that's more usable by a higher number of applications. This was one of the last environments we went to with them.
That's nice.
One thing that I thought was kind of cool is the clocks that we see. I think pretty much every room that we went to had a clock like this plain, super basic clock. And it showed the local time for where you physically are. So for me, it showed me Pacific time. For other users, it showed them whatever time zone they were in.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Amazing.
I thought that was really neat. I mean, there was a lot of other cool stuff in the tutorial, including walking chess. You could pick up these chess pieces. Only if you were in the headset.
Of course.
Yeah. But pretty nice environment.
Question, and this might be like a philosophical question about the clock. Do you think that it relieves, like it reduces cognitive load, or it adds cognitive load, or at least because one thing I'm wondering about is like, does having the clock there, does it decrease presence because it could induce like distraction and thinking about other things outside of the space?
So we have this at
Yeah.
Sims and Transfer, like they've got this feature in them. And the question you just asked, Kristin, is a question that a lot of the instructional designers are asking. Like, is this breaking immersion? Is this useful, or is it just cool? You know, like in this kind of environment, what we're looking at here, it's cool. And obviously this is just kind of like, we're going for atmosphere, right? But if you're in a training simulation and the clock is showing you the real time, but then you're also asking something. In our simulations, I think it breaks the immersion because it's showing real time for the most part until we're asking the trainee to time something. Like the sim I'm thinking of is a healthcare sim where you have to count how many breaths a patient is taking, you know, within 30 seconds or within a minute. So it's like the clock is showing you the real time until we say, and now count how many breaths you notice in a minute. And then it just like starts at a random time and you're watching it for a minute. So I'm like, okay, this is not a seamless transition between, you know, the atmosphere of the room where it's just showing real time and then the actual learning task of keeping track of a minute. It's like totally breaks immersion in my opinion. But I know I went on a tangent there, but the question you ask is a very good one, Kristin, and I don't know there's any research on it, and it's kind of just like people's opinions, right?
What it feels like
Yeah,
to me
it's interesting.
it would help me know what time it is, how long I've been immersed. So maybe I only want to be in for 10 minutes. Because, I mean, you have to take your headset off to look at your watch. I would find it helpful. Now, I see your point, like not using it if it's taking away from learning. But that would help me, like, oh, I want to only be having the headset on for 10 minutes. The clock would probably help me. Do you guys
Maybe it needs to be,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe it needs to be
I
a
think
user
in
preference. You know, because it is floating there. It does kind of mess it up because it's in every scene and the scenes are so beautiful. And if it doesn't have a purpose, if like you're not rushing off to another class, then why have it? But if it was a preference where you could choose to have it or not choose to have it,
Yeah.
I mean, you could set a timer to tell you to get out of it in an hour or however long, or your battery's going to die on your headset.
Yeah, I mean, that is a valid point. You know, when people have like a specific time duration that they're going to set aside to dedicate something to something, or, you know, have limitations of how much they want to spend in the space, I think that's a valid reason for including a clock, because it allows people to manage their own time and actions and behaviors. Yeah, it's just super interesting because I think it's one of those things that is like, oh, is it making or breaking immersion? And I think it really does depend on the context of like why someone's space.
Right. Like if you're not expecting them to, it's really tricky. Like, for sure, breaking immersion would be to put a clock in there that has nothing to do with real time, right? Like that, because then you'd be like, wait, is that real or not? Like, is it what? And you get, I think that for sure would increase cognitive load. But so in this context, having it in that room and it is real time is like the least immersion breaking. But yeah, but then if you're asking them to use this clock for any sort of task, then that is like, I think it just gets real confusing. There's a big gray area there. Yeah, don't put anything in the room that you don't, what am I trying to say? if it draws attention to itself because you're trying to figure out if it's a real representation of something, then I think that is inherently immersion breaking. Does that make sense? I feel like I was just saying words.
It
I
did.
made it really
No, you did. It made sense.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
subtle.
Intentional.
Yeah.
Do other countries have that round school clock like we do? I mean, is that
Oh, yeah.
international? I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I know Big Ben is a round school clock.
Most classrooms I've been in, I think, have that same type of clock.
Do they still though in this digital age?
I don't. They
still
usually
have-
are. If they are in the classrooms for my daughter, they're not functioning. No one's like. Really copy. They're just kind of there. No one changed. You know how you always had that person that like would not be able to rest unless they kept all the clocks right? That, like those people are gone.
Well,
Even the
clocks
kids
are
have cell
probably
phones
40
now,
years
so
old.
that kind of makes sense. Well, everyone, thank you so much for coming to another great meetup. Also, we are looking for folks to help out with coordinating meetups and helping out with some of the legwork in finding topics and folks to present and doing some of the social outreach and stuff. So if anybody's interested in that, drop a message on the Slack channel, or you can direct message me or any of the admin folks. And yeah, if you're interested in helping keep the community going, we'd love to hear from you. And as usual, thanks again for coming by and joining a great discussion and sharing all of our great and varied knowledge about the metaverse, right? Like there's just so much that no one person can come across everything. So that's why we're all here to learn and grow and share with each other.
And
Thank you,
Tristia,
guys.
thanks for being flexible and jumping into Kristin's world with your own presentation. This was awesome.
Yeah, this is a really cool environment. I dig it. Nice job.
It is.
Yeah.
It's called Agora. So if you want to, create your own environment in it, it's such a cool environment. Highly recommend.
Thank you very much, you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks. Have a great month.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Yeah,
Bye,
good seeing you all
everyone.
again.